Hey, what is going on, guys? Nathan here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing GameStop and their state currently amidst Corona, and my thoughts and opinions on whether they'll hold up in the long run. So recently, if you guys have not been to GameStop, you guys probably don't know the fact that GameStop has been running extremely low on stock. Now, a big issue with GameStop is that they didn't really invest in online game buying to the extent that PlayStation Network and like Amazon has in time, because no one anticipated Corona, so you can't really guess stuff like that to take place. But anyways, so recently I've been hitting up a lot of GameStops in my area, just trying to check back and see what they have in stock, even though their stock isn't really much. But yesterday I went to a GameStop that happened to be a little bit further away than what I usually go to, and it just happens to be one of those GameStops that actually got remodeled. It looks really nice, not gonna lie. And if you guys remember, before Corona, GameStop had this weird initiative going on Twitter and all over social media that they were going to be remodeling a bunch of their stores and shortening their stores, if that makes any sense. I'll try to put up some screenshots if I can find some. If not, then I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about from last year. But anyways, this just happened to be one of those GameStops that actually got remodeled. Now, they didn't have any kiosks or anything like that, but as far as what the associate told me when I walked in there, it was really interesting. So my interaction with the associate goes like this. I walk inside, and obviously GameStop associates always ask, hey, what are you looking for? Can I help you with anything? I'm like, yeah. Do you guys have any Vita games left? Because that's like the first thing I always ask as soon as I walk into a GameStop. What's your Vita game collection looking like? So they're like, yeah, nah, man, a couple weeks ago we just sold our last Vita game. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And so I'm like, he's like, can I order something to your house for you if you really need it? I could just look on my GameStop website. I'm like, nah, it's kind of hit or miss because the original cases. So I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it. But he's like, yeah, man, we haven't been accepting Vita games for a while now. I'm like, wait, why is that? Because Vita, they only recently ended the production of Vitas. So I was like, yeah, why is that? And they're like, well, actually, Vita isn't the only console that we stopped accepting trades for. We actually stopped accepting trades for 360, PS3, Wii, DS, and 3DS. They said the only consoles they're accepting trades for right now is PS4 and Xbox One and Switch. Which really blows my mind, because first of all, if you guys, as I said before, if you guys go into a GameStop right now, the shelves are completely bare. Like this GameStop I went to, even though it's not one of the nicer GameStops, their Wii collection was maybe like 7 or 8 games on that shelf. Their PS3 collection was maybe 10 or 15. Their Xbox 360 collection was a little bit bigger, maybe about 20 or 30 titles. But yeah, so they're just relying on current gen consoles at the moment. So, and not even that, the dude also told me, hey, we're not actually taking in all games for current gen either. We're excluding sports games or older sports games, which kind of makes sense because no one wants to buy that kind of stuff. But also included within the stuff that they're not taking in, they're not also taking in anything that's worth less than $10. Now, I don't know if that's going by GameStop's terms of what's worth $10 or what like eBay says, because eBay is a little bit more accurate to the pricing of things. GameStop tends to blow out crap out of proportion when it comes to purchasing things from you. But yeah, so they're not accepting anything less than $10, which is a lot of games. That's like thousands of games just right there. You're not taking in an old gen, which I understand, it's phasing out because PS5 and Xbox Series X is coming out. But man, because of that, and because that combined with the fact that they didn't fix up their online game buying thing, their digital downloads before Corona started, I honestly don't know how much longer GameStop is going to last. That's just my personal opinion. I think they might be going out sooner than later doing this move. And it kind of makes sense that they aren't taking this stuff in to an extent, because they're dishing out cash. They're buying these games from people. And they don't know if it's ever going to be sold. Now, 2 points to that. They barely pay anything for those games, so essentially they're not losing a whole lot of money. But now I do see it to a different extent on the opposite side, because of Corona, not a lot of people are coming into the stores. Half the people that shop at GameStop probably don't even know GameStop's opened again, because 99% of the time I'm in GameStop, I'm the only customer there. If not, there's like 1 or 2 guys in there with me, guys or gals, whatever. But yeah, so they're very, very constricted right now. As far as clearance item goes, there's a lot of clearance items too. So if you guys have watched my recent pickups videos, every single month I've had some really good finds at GameStop as far as clearance items go, and these don't include games. Sure, they have deals going on and stuff like that to get rid of their old gen stuff, but they don't have consoles at the moment. But as far as their clearance stuff goes, they're giving away a lot of figures. They're giving away like buy one get one free t-shirts under $5. If you guys watched my last video, I did that Skyrim, what's that called? Shrine of the Saints or something like that, the statues. It's a $50 item, but they were selling it for $19.99. If you guys remember also to the Borderlands 3 Echo device, that's a pretty pricey item as well. They were selling it for, what was it? I think that was $20 as well. So yeah, they're getting rid of a lot of stuff, and at this rate, I'm a big fan of GameStop. Don't get me wrong, I really don't want them to go out. If you're trying to build up a collection for the cheap right now, and I'm kind of rambling, but if you guys are trying to build up a collection for cheap right now, and you guys don't want to go thrifting and stuff like that, GameStop is a fairly reliable place to get that stuff, but it might not be for much longer because you can't find a lot of retro stuff. Now, once again, you guys can get the retro stuff on their website, and chances are, if GameStop stores do end up closing or they end up downsizing, they might take it the Sears route. I used to work at Sears, and once they closed most of the Sears stores, they went pretty much online. They teamed up with eBay, they teamed up with like Target and other online retailers where you list something on eBay or Target or some other website, and it'll show up on the Sears website for you to purchase and still show up at your house. So they might end up doing something like that because you guys can already, order old retro games on the GameStop website. The only issue, once again, is you never know what you're getting. For me personally, when I've bought stuff from GameStop's website in the past, I always care about the original case. So you're not guaranteed an original case, and especially with those older titles. I remember when GameStop was still selling PS2 and GameCube games, many of those games I would buy them used, and the very next day I'm right back into GameStop returning those games because you only get so far into the game, maybe 1 or 2 levels, before those scratches are so bad. Even the resurfacing didn't really do it much good, so you had to just return them, and it's like a never-ending cycle. And I remember specifically one local GameStop, he's just like, yeah man, none of my games seem to be working for you, I'll just go ahead and return them without even asking you why. So that's how bad it got. So just imagine how it is online. I would much rather purchase from eBay, even though GameStop, depending on the item, you know what, I'm not going to say that last comment that I was about to make because it might start a shit show. But yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know the future of GameStop at this point, but honestly, I do think that they are going to go out sooner than later. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think on this topic, your thoughts and opinions. Once again, I was kind of rambling, but this is a matter that is needing to be talked about in the gaming community, especially if you guys shop at GameStop, because if GameStop's out, you really don't have many options as far as used game retailer goes. You have those little mom and pop shops, those privately owned stores, which after Corona we might not see a lot of them return because they just couldn't afford rent. So that's also a concern. You have thrift stores, but a lot of people don't want to go thrifting. You have garage sales, a lot of people don't want to do that either. So essentially you're really stuck with new retailers that overcharge you for their games, like Walmart, Target, Best Buy. So it is what it is. Once again, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you guys like this new style of video, let me know down below, where we just discuss stuff with this face cam. I've never actually done like a face cam and stuff and just sat here and talked over gameplay. So if you guys like this type of video, let me know. Anyways, take care, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.